Trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Pretty quiet open. Get some news today. Manufacturing, so Empire State Manufacturing Index. Okay. Reasonably significant news. Stock market is up above previous day's highs. That's super bullish. We close higher today. That's super bullish. No other way to spin that, folks. It's super bullish. All right, well, let's go grab some links. Good morning. There's the Twitch link. Okay. Don't need this. Don't need this. I guess I'll pull up Chrome here. And restream. Okay, yeah, I guess I should show my chart, huh? So yeah, E-mini is up. Bada boom. Treasuries are sideways. We might finally get some down in treasuries, I think. I mean, they've been up this week, but I don't think that it's because of the economy. I think that it's just there's external factors like Brexit and everything that are, creating unusual demand for treasuries right now. So they might not be signaling anything important. Should be keeping an eye on it though. But I mean, it's super bullish. And look at Bitcoin yesterday. They had that huge fall and then it retraced again. That thing over there is just not something that I would recommend trading right now. No other way to put that one. Okay, well. Bum bum bum. What else we got in here? What about spreads? Ooh, what was this pin? Yeah. Price and hedge ratio calculation. Oh, wow. Very good. I want to save that and look at that later. Donald Trump. New evidence that the Obama-era team of the FBI, Department of Justice, and CIA were working together to spy on and take out President Trump all the way back in 2015. A transcript of Peter Strzok's testimony is devastating. Hopefully, the Mueller report will be covering this. I'm gonna guess not. Jack screw found at Ethiopian crash site confirms Boeing 737 MAX was set to dive. Why would that happen? The so-called jack screw used to set the trim that raises and lowers the plane's nose indicates that the jet was configured to dive based on preliminary review, according to a person familiar with the investigation. The jack screw, combined with the newly obtained satellite flight track of the plane, convinced the FAA that there were similarities to the October 29th crash of the same MAX model off the coast of Indonesia. In the earlier accident, a safety feature on the Boeing aircraft was repeatedly trying to put the plane into a dive as a result of a malfunction. Ooh, okay, so yes, probably should ground all of them. Wow. That's crazy. Good morning, Lucas. And Uzi. And Nugent. That's a new name. I mean, it sounds kind of. I know that we've had people in here with Nugent in the name, but Trader Nugent, that sounds like a new one, so welcome. We got about 3 minutes here. I'm just kind of killing time until the manufacturing index comes in. We're looking for spot 4% versus the previous month of negative 1.3%. It might be, in all honesty, unless this news is really good or something like that, this might be a really shitty news day. Might not be the best trading today. Just warning you. It's Friday. Fridays are always a little tricky. And there's, certain news coming out of New Zealand that I don't really want to talk about right now, that I'm sure is just going to suck all the air out of the room. Okay, 1 minute warning. Global trade started improving in late January. Oh, that's good. Donald Trump tweeting, the Jexodus movement encourages Jewish people to leave the Democratic Party. Total disrespect. Republicans are waiting with open arms. Remember Jerusalem and the horrible Iran nuclear deal. EU would agree to a technical short extension to Art 50 Brexit negotiation period if UK Parliament passed a deal next week. French presidency official. All right. Numbers are going to be coming in here in a second. All right. So we got a actual 1.0 versus the estimated 0.4 in previous month of negative 1.6%. So that's pretty good news. It's manufacturing sales month over month. Okay. It was actually good news, but and the actual number is 3.7 versus an estimated 10. So if the month over month sales were better than expected, why is the number so bad? Why is the actual index number better? Longer term fell further than shorter term yesterday. Yeah, Fridays usually suck. I got hit yesterday for net -4 ticks and I need a break. I tell you what, Fridays usually suck. I agree with that. No news Fridays are the worst. There's always lots of people trading, but like no trend, and it gets kind of ran. I think that Fridays are just like the worst days for retail. Well, there was some strong buying there in the bond. Not sure what to make of the market's reaction to this news. Empire Fed. Work hours fell to negative 3.4 versus 2.5. I see. It seems to me that the month over month number does not matter. CNN has reported the quote-unquote fine people fake news at least 4 times in the past 24 hours, which encourages such things as the New Zealand. Why am I reading this? I don't know if I should. I don't know if I really want to talk about that. Like, I just don't want to give it attention, you know what I mean? But I'm sure it's going to be coming up in the Twitter feed. I think Scott Adams has a freaking point though, man. It doesn't help. They gonna buy this to new highs? I don't know if I want to be involved in this move or not. I mean, it looks like that the news was bad. It did create some buying, but nothing too extreme. I don't know. The thing is, equity markets still look super bullish, so you know, don't focus on New Zealand. It didn't happen here. None of us did it. We don't need to discuss it. Exactly. Exactly. Well, they are stacking some 7-star 24.5 and 25. I mean, this could totally go. I don't know if I want to. I mean, it would be nice if I was already long at 24, and then we could wait to see if we get 27. But I don't think that 25.5 is a super great risk reward position, is it? So. Close your eyes and imagine any other politician saying Jexodus and the level of outrage that would ensue. I don't see why that would be the case, but you know, whatever. Why? Because it's about Jews. That's offensive. Eh. I think that they just find it offensive because they're Democrats and they don't want Jews to leave the Democrat Party. I mean, honestly, come on. I'm hesitant to fall for the fake rally again like I did yesterday. Oh my gosh. Dude, no, I think that yesterday was something else. Because, you know, like we had the big rally and then it came all the way down and then it goes back up and makes another new high. And during that time, TT went down. So I think that there was maybe a little bit of funny business going on there because of that. You know what I mean? Because there was legitimate reasons for them to be pushing it up yesterday like that. But I do not see the same thing here today, for sure. Here's the thing that I think is going to be difficult about this trade. We might move up, maybe even through 26. And there could be some big iceberging here. Like, let's say we get up here and we get like a 10K order. Okay. Well, that might be a sign for us to go short. But can we really take that signal if we get it? I'm not so sure. Because, you know, we've been trading 8Ks, 15Ks all over the place, and it hasn't been like a huge deal, you know? So if we see another one today, it might not. It might be a good short, and it might, you know, it might not. So, you know, it's just there was funny business. I didn't find it funny. Ouch. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Well, I don't think that there was anybody was tricking you. I think that you had a legit trade that got fucked up because somebody's dom went down and they liquidated their position. Like I honestly I think that's what happened. I think somebody was buying it up. Some market maker was buying it up, and they got locked out of their TT, so they called their broker and liquidated their position. I think that's what happened. And then TT came back. He decided to buy it back up, got his price, and then they left, and it fell again. We don't have your DOMs. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You guys should get that earlier. Should have said that 5 minutes ago. It's okay. I didn't miss anything. A lot of stuff in the news today about Donald Trump's emergency order too, which I'm surprised that many Republicans decided to vote against it, because in my opinion, the argument that it's unconstitutional has absolutely no grounds. Congress gave him those powers, would 100% hold up in court, 100%. And it's not Congress's job to say that it's unconstitutional. If it's unconstitutional, take it to the Supreme Court, right? Yeah, I'm not a fan of this action here. UK Interior Minister Javid says YouTube, Google, Facebook, and Twitter must do more to stop extremism on their sites. Oh, great. Censor all the things, please. Well, being sarcastic there, obviously. I think that you should just let people do what they're gonna do. Well, they've kind of stepped up to it at 25 half a few times, and they have not gone for it. I think I could maybe take a short here, but it's so slow. I'm not sure that's a trade I want to take right now in this kind of action. I'm super tempted though. I'm super tempted to do that. And I'm going to leave it off. I tried though. I went long at 146 yesterday, bailed for -4, went long at 145.28, and busted out at 31 for +3, and then FOMO'd a short towards the end of the day, acknowledging it was a dumb idea, and got hit for another -3. Ooh. What price did you take it the last one? Took a short. So you must have taken it like way late in the day and taken it around to like 23. Oh, okay. Block buy. So that was a very, very bullish take right there. Block buy, 3,500 on the bid. And it was a big block buy too. Maybe we're gonna get some trend. I don't think you buy with that big of a lot. Right below the high of the day. Just for the heck of it. You know what I'm saying? I suppose one thing that we could potentially do is that. I don't know, like that sort of a thing could be like, just creating pressure to move it up another little level and get filled and get out. But why would you do that with 46? Like that's way too fucking much. Yeah, look at that. I wasn't the only one with that idea. Oh man. Yeah, holy shit. Holy shit, guys. What is going on here? You know what? I think over here, if I could get filled right there, that would be fucking awesome. Because they are buying the fuck out of these. I should not swear. They are buying TF out of these bonds. That was some crazy action, dude. I don't trust it either. Well, and now it's interesting that they took it up again at 26 half, but then it came down only 882 to clear it back the other way. That's a slight bit suspicious. So thick down here on the bid though. There's very, very clear dom imbalance. Like there goes the E-mini. Never came back to us. That sucks. I think that opportunity is passed. Jeremy Corbyn has written to other parties in Parliament inviting them to meet with him and Keir Starmer to find a way to break the Brexit impasse. He says he would use Labour's position on a second referendum as a starting point for any discussions. Oh, what? Okay. China premier vows no massive stimulus as Beijing launches massive stimulus. It's getting a little weaker there, 26. I think that they might fill me. And it might be a bad thing. New York Fed prices paid jump, prices received tumbled, blowing out spread further into negative territory. Negative for profit margins. Nope. No fill. No fills. When I saw that block buy, I should have just bought into it, dude. I'd be sitting at +1. Well, where could we get to? I don't know. We're at the prices that they couldn't get through yesterday. So yesterday it was 27. The day before that it was 29. I should cancel that now. No chance of that happening. Seems to me that the limit buyers are pretty strong and are going to push this up further, but as of yet, they're not getting anybody to market buy 27. It looks clean to hit 146 again. Oh, that's a good point. We aren't even to where we were yesterday in ZB, are we? Ready for some revenge, Uzi? Is that what you're thinking? Yep, NZB. I wonder what we're thinking about the should we see anything in equity indexes there? Okay, so there's another new high. Seems like playing the reversals is a better bet than trying to surf the momentum, but that may have just been yesterday. Yeah. No, I think it's a March thing. I do. I think that the market has changed. They're not giving the same kind of signals that they normally would, and they have been flipping it on its head a couple of times. What the fuck? There's a 2K bid in ZB. maybe the market is going for revenge on 146, right? I don't know. They're still kind of acting like maybe I'd get filled. That's super suspicious. I have not seen that in ZB in a very long time. That is crazy. So they're gonna collide with it? They're selling it. 500 sold it. They didn't just pull away either. Ooh, okay. Shit. Okay. No, it's still there. And it's back to 2K as well. Zero Hedge thinks it's algos. 10-year yield, low of day. Algos are in buy everything day. I think that was a really dumb comment by Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge, if you're listening, which I know you're not, but if you were listening, I'd just like you to know that was a really fucking stupid thing to say, okay? We just had block buys, okay? That one's 27. If we go further back, okay, at 25 half, a 4K lot hit. 27, 4K, 5K lot. Both like right one went at, right after the other. And there's a 22K bid at 29 in the ZB, which is a very, very large bid for bonds and something that we have not seen in a very, very long time. That is not algorithms. That is a person, maybe a person using algorithms, but that is not just robots going weird. Okay, it's fucking Friday. It's fucking Friday, dude. Not algorithms. Moody's says it thinks the EU will probably grant an extension given that it is in its own interest to avoid a no-deal Brexit. That's a great theory, Moody's. I like your thinking, but you would think that almost everything that has been happening through the negotiations so far, that it would be within their interest to avoid a no-deal Brexit. And yet, we still have trouble getting a good deal that the UK will accept. Think there's a little bit of a problem with that theory, isn't there? At least it's not that close to the inside. I've seen it lingering way down below recently, but not that aggressive. I think that that guy at 145.29 really wants to buy 2,000 lots at 145.29 if he can. They hit 500 into that at 29 and then it got pushed away. I think that you have to look at this manufacturing data. Just a couple of things that I've been seeing in here, like prices paid jump, prices received tumble, blowing out spread further into negative territory, negative for profit margins. Um, it seems to me that this economy is not reacting very well to the rate hike in December, and the chances of the Federal Reserve raising rates this year at all, even one time this year, I think have been are diminishing and the bonds clearly seem to have caught on to this idea and have been in buy mode for a while now. But we're getting like a technical breakout here. Like this is a technical breakout at 27, and we're getting like super bullish action as it happens. And the E-mini looks a little overextended and perhaps ready to take another step lower to try and test some of yesterday's levels. So yeah, could flip on us awfully quickly. I should keep that in mind. Could flip on us awfully quickly, but so far it's holding quite well. Ace got a short order at 28.2175. Oh, okay. Pretty close to where I did. When I took that one, I was like, I mean, it already fell a little bit. This is just kind of a little pullback. I don't really know what's happening. I'm kind of mostly doing it because of what I'm seeing here in bonds. But now that I see the Ace has made the same conclusion that I have, I feel a little bit better about it. But maybe that's just all the more reason for us to both be wrong. That big bid sitting near yesterday's point of control. Oh, I see. In CB, yesterday's point of control was 27. And I see there was another big one at 146 even. And they're still not actually above that in the bond. And surprisingly enough, I'm not seeing any kind of sometimes you would see something where these would show a little bit of extra pressure to try and get this one filled at 146. But I'm not necessarily seeing that. It seems like they've ticked up and they're content to just wait for fills on the bid. Enough is traded at 28. I don't think that that's the high. I'm just thinking out loud. No, you're just pointing out the things that you're seeing. I think that that was a good thing to point out. I think that was a good thing to point out. Well, ticked down. Ticked up, ticked down, tick up. The ZB not going for it. Oh, there they did. There's a decent amount on the offer there into the 5 year, so it might take a little bit more to push us up. We might go back and forth here a little bit more. Nothing trades, nothing trades, boom, buy 6K and sit for another 5 minutes, right? Well, and it's really gone flat here at 27.5 as well. It was like when it was at 25.5, and I was like, I don't know what to do here because I don't think that I want to buy just below the high. And so they're like, okay, Seth, we're going to push it up. And then I still didn't want it in. And then finally I took one and they're like, okay, Seth's in. Now we can stop buying. That's totally what happened. I hate the type of action that's one direction but chunky. And so, yes, the worst kind of action for scalping, without a doubt. Canadian existing home sales plunged negative 9.1%. So Canadian existing homes sales was not good either. I'm going to move this down to these unfinished auctions that I see it down at 28.16. So 29 looks very much in the cards. That would have been the 13th high. The weekly high is 31. And then beyond that, it's anybody's guess at that point. Beyond that, then you got this big old, like, then you have to go way back to 123.18. U.S. Secretary of State Pompeo says Trump administration opposes curbing U.S. assistance for Saudi-led coalition in Yemen. The Canadian existing home sales was really bad. Negative 9.1 versus an expected minus 0.4. That was not news that I was really watching or paying attention to, but the market definitely reacted to it. And that, like, negative 10% month over month, that's really bad. John calls it slow and methodical, can yield a lot of ticks if you spot it early and jump on the move and are really patient, right? Well, I think that it's the kind of, like if you're like me and you really like taking the trends, you can just kind of sit in this forever and ever and ever, and it can just keep going and going. And I've found that technical levels tend to be really useful in this area, like being able to see 29. That was a pretty good place that you could have guessed that we would see. Now that they're trading above 29, we could maybe even see this 31 right? The 31 being the high of the week. And I guess we'll see what happens if we get up there. But the problem with this kind of a move, like, I think that this kind of a move tends to be counter to our usual order flow trading. You know, like this kind of a move is going to look like it's about to stop every step of the way. It's going to slow down. You're going to see a huge iceberg. You can be like, okay, maybe I should just think about taking the 4 ticks, you know? And then it goes. And then eventually when it does turn around, you know, it can happen really quickly. And then you feel like you get caught flat-footed. So, like, it's a good trade. It's not really an order flow trade to some extent, is it? Because you're basically saying, I see all of the signals, but the context is that my order flow it's not going to take it. Well, they did back off there 29.5. The E-mini also backed off a little bit. Pompeo says U.S. will impose visa restrictions on individuals responsible for any international criminal court probe of U.S. personnel. By the way, our little friend down at 145.29 is not there anymore. I don't see any other aberrations on the DOM showing up. And they're still fucking buying it. 5,000. What the fuck? I wonder. I'm starting to wonder now. Like, the data that we got so far has been bad, but I'm starting to wonder if somebody knows something else that we don't know about yet. Because this degree of buying, okay, like, look at this. They just bought through. They just bought through 15K iceberg at 29.5 and are bidding 7K. I have never seen anything like that before. That is crazy. This may be the strongest, most aggressive buy trend I've ever seen. And it makes me nervous. Like, there's got to be something going on, or it's a trick, or I don't know. It's just fishy. Okay, so here, 5-minute warning. We're gonna get manufacturing production month over month. What the fuck? What the fuck? I always feel like a deer in the headlights in this section. Okay, so Ace pointing out that we just got our 8 ticks. Yes. I think I want to go for 28.16. What do you think about that? I'm looking at 28.16 because if I come over here on my chart, I don't know if you can really see it, but I have some unfinished auctions going all the way down to 28.15. 75. And so my profile says pretty good chance that we revisit at least those levels. given the craziness that we're seeing, I don't think that it's unreasonable to take it even more. Okay, obviously that's not going to hit. I can't believe that we just bought through two 15K orders. But do you see what I mean about how these slow movers, they always look like that every step of the way that they're about to stop? U.S. actions aims at preventing ICC actions against U.S. and allies in Afghanistan. This is a little weird that we're seeing this super strong action up, and the only thing that I'm seeing come through on the squawks is Secretary Pompeo speaking. Doesn't seem like he's saying anything super relevant to the markets. I should add that this move in the E-mini is mostly a retracement of the overnight action. And we are really only just getting back to the levels that we were at yesterday. And yesterday was a fairly bullish day. I don't think that being here at 28.16 is necessarily the end of the world, you know? He's saying just trail a stop behind. Oh, they did go lower than this pivot over here. Oh, I need to switch it back over to the DOMs. Okay. Industrial production year over year. 1 minute warning. Do I have that on my choice? Okay, so we're looking for capacity utilization rate of 78.5% and industrial production month over month of 0.4%. We have enough profit baked into this that I think that we can wait and see what it does. And we can move this to there at least. This I'm going to move down to the low, but I'm still thinking about 28.16, taking it. But if there's like an impulsive move here off of this news, I want to be ready to take it off if that happens. Okay. Actual 78.2 versus 78.4 for capacity utilization, and production month over month negative 0.4 versus a minus versus an expected 0.3. So this news also bad. Oh, okay. Took me out. I wanted to move it up to 31, but it happened too quickly. That's okay. This is nuts. Okay, somebody did put the brakes on at 31.5. we should move this. So there was 28.16 was where I was looking to get out there in the E-mini first. And they are putting on the brakes there at 31.5. Okay. They're being a little funny here, so I think that we're going to have a little pause. My okay, why nuts? So I think that I just saw the largest bids and icebergs I've ever seen. I've seen action, for instance, in the past where you would see a 15K iceberg and they go through the 15K iceberg and they run for 4 ticks. Like this sort of a thing has definitely happened before. Oh, hold on. I think I got to take it off here. 28,715, yeah. All right, what did it give me? 212. Sure. Okay, that's fine. But to go through 2 of them like that and just move super crazy like that is well beyond anything I've ever seen. DUP and UK Attorney General to work over the weekend on possible agreements, Sky's deputy says. Oh, that's right. I only took profit on 1 contract. I'm so dumb. Good deal. ZB is indeed getting bid like it's going out of style. Strangely enough, the spread didn't actually move that crazy. Wish I had taken 31.5 instead of 30.5, and then that would have been a $250. Would have been 8 ticks on 2 contracts trade. And here's the other thing that's insane about this whole thing, right? Was that I wanted to get in at what was it, 26? I had an order, remember, at 26, and I was like, this isn't going to get filled. And I bought in at 27.5 right here. Okay, and that was like at the high of the day, and I was nervous about buying it here, and it gave us 10 ticks past that. Okay, that is really wild trend. That does not happen in treasuries. Not like that. That is crazy. That is crazy. Lucas, should I bid? I'm still watching as I miss everything. Well, I'll tell you what, I sure wouldn't be selling this. I don't know. So my thinking right now is this is like way overdone. And this can't be right, and maybe the treasuries are going to sell down off of this or something. Um, but then just the very fact that I think that about this is like a flashing red light in my head that there could be more. By the way, we are above the weekly high now. This is like extremely negative. ZV is just at Wednesday's high. Okay, yeah. ZN has already passed it. ZN and ZF have already passed it. ZN and ZF are like in no man's land now. Like the next spot up above us is like way up at 123.13 or something like that. I wonder what does John have his notes? Yes, notes for Friday. I'm feeling bullish, looking for the overnight high to be taken out early in the RTH session. We got a fair bit of news. The prior TPOC targets above the market are 145.28 and 146.03. Oh, we're already well past those. To the downside, we got yesterday's lows test. The 10 and 29 areas. So we just have to. We just have to look at it ourselves. The problem is that I have to go all the way to like 2017 in order to start finding, levels this high. We're kind of really in like a no man's land. It was not that. This is just wild. This is just wild, guys. So I would just like to go back to earlier. We saw all of those block buys, 4K lots going through back at like the 27.5 area. And remember that like Zero Hedge was like, oh, the robots, they want to buy it. The algorithms are just in buy mode. Right. It was the algorithms. Well, it's not like the algorithms sold it, right? But I don't think that it was the algorithms that caused that thing, right? Somebody came in today with the plan of buying. And buy they did. Bond yields tumble as U.S. manufacturing output slumps to weakest since July. Well, they're definitely taking a little bit of a pause here at 31. I would not rule out another move up though. Having a hard time figuring out where would be the appropriate risk location. Yeah, all indications is ZV will take out Tuesday's high. For sure. I agree with that. Oh, by the way, what's Bitcoin doing? Still buying a little bit. 30-year bonds back above the auction stop. Let's see, what does M. Laban on Twitter think here? He's been posting something. Moves like this get trades looking to fade. Trust me when I say this, I used to do this all the time. But the main trend is up. So I am looking to scalp fade from what? 3 to 5 ticks in a rampage move? I cannot tell you how much money I have. I'm going to tweet something. So, thought. Should we sell the E-mini for the open? No. No, that doesn't match in with what I want to do. Wage stagnation is a political choice, not an inevitable consequence of technological change. I don't know. I have to say, this is a situation where yields stay low and um, the economy still does really, really well. It's not necessarily a bad situation. I mean, obviously, it makes us all nervous. Like, that the economy is going to fall apart at any moment, but it helps the government pay off its debt better. It's given us a really, really long economic expansion. Look, they're buying that shit. They're buying that shit. Good grief. No, I took my E-mini contract off. I took it off when it bounced. Like I brought my stop down, and when it didn't go past beyond 2116, I think I took it off at like 17 or something like that. And I'm thinking like, oh, like they're probably gonna sell it, right? I mean, I think I really think that the E-mini is gonna get sold here like crazy town. You would not think it from the current action because the first impulse was up, but I really think that they're going to sell the E-mini. But my plan in the E-mini has been to avoid that first 30 minutes of trading. I'm not saying that that's like the best strategy or the right way to trade it. That's just what I want to be trying right now, because I think that I can get tossed around a little bit too much in that first 30 minutes of trading, and especially that first 5 minutes of trading. I think I'm going to throw a little guy in there, one contract. Well, it would have been great if you'd put it in at like back when we were at 31, right? Now that we've taken another run up here, I can't say. Like this trend is beyond any indicator that I have that would give us any kind of inkling of how far it could actually go. My ability to predict where this is going to stop is I simply can't know at this point. All I know is like I made money on it. It's good. I'm done. You know? I missed the fuck out of the bus. Man, this is just wild. Like I'm sitting here like I took it off at 31. What the fuck? 4 more ticks than that. 12 tick move. 12 tick move. Above the overnight high. Like I don't want to get you guys all excited, but that's nuts. I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. I don't want to like it affect you guys all like it to get all FOMO in there, you know? I don't know how far this could go. Thanks, Lucas. I don't want to say that I crushed it today, but that was a great trade. Just how would I put it? I think that I followed my strategy and then it worked out, and they were just really lucky that we happened to get a really strong trend. And the one thing that I did think that I did well was that I had the experience to know that what was happening was really wild and that I should just hold it. And so yeah. You gotta wonder though, here the E-mini on the open. Pretty tight on the open so far. Could have gotten filled at 28.20. That was kind of where I was thinking like I would short it. So let's just watch it and see what would happen. You know, he got 4 ticks on it. Is the bottom of this gonna fall out? Notice that as they do so, oh, look at that. I hope you took that one, Uzi, because there's a tick for you right there. Fuck. I need to stop that. I've gotten in trouble for swearing recently. And yeah, I just, I need to stop doing it. But good grief. This is an insane trend. Insane. So we are now 6 ticks beyond my taking it off. Oh yeah. With ZN above the non-farms payroll high now, we have potential for that short squeeze today. This is absolutely okay, well, so that take there at 0.15 was I think significant. I think that was the biggest that I've seen on the bid so far. So 8K printed sold, and they ticked it down. It could tick back and forth here, but that is at the very least another little short stop. And again, I think you can take the E-mini short here, but it hasn't happened yet. When the E-mini was going down, it was pushing treasuries up, but then the E-mini didn't actually go. God, wow. Okay. Well, they're just kind of brushing it off and they're taking another tick. E-mini still hasn't gone. Stocks are opening higher. Can the week end on a strong note? Man, I honestly don't know how they hold this level. They are buying it in the E-mini. Like the cumulative delta is higher. Oh yeah. Well, it's past 5 minutes. Okay, filled. I clicked it and I got filled almost immediately. I thought that maybe it was still waiting on me. Hmm. So sellers are turning the delta around a little bit here now. This goes, I think that it's gonna be. So one of the thoughts that's going through my mind right now is like, okay, last time that we saw really strong selling, like remember back in December, and I was like, well, this is all crazy. And remembered that sell sweep that would come through. We haven't seen it, but if I start seeing a sell sweep like that, hmm, buyer's not giving up yet. We'll see. Okay. That's my get out. I don't know. How many positive ticks did we get out of that? 6? Hmm. See, this is where I'm like, I have a problem. Because I really want to take it short again in the E-mini. Like, I really think that it's going to happen. But it's just like right there, maybe it does happen now, it was just too early, you know? But especially with that pullback that we just got in ZN, that was pretty significant. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I literally could have gotten a $500 trade today if I had just stayed in even longer. No, I don't think. $1,000 to ask where at? My thoughts are don't get back in. That's when you give money back, right? Exactly. I mean, after 8 o'clock, maybe I could take another one. But right now, they appear to be a little too stoppy turny. Should have stuck with my original thought of just staying out of that first 30 minutes of the mini trade. Now in ZN, I'm just looking at the way this is trading right here. It wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to just be trading like O2 and be trying to take like 2 ticks. So you're going to see quite a bit of back and forth trade up here in ZN, I think. So here's a chance where you can take on your role as a market maker and help them make their trades, you know. Like they just gave us a big huge thing, right? You pay them back by helping them move around here. Maybe if I hadn't have taken that loser in ES, I would do that right now, but. No, he was talking about ES. I didn't see that. There was a 1,000 ask on in ES. I didn't even see a really big white below us in the ES. I find it curious though that the liquidity below us in the E-mini is still pretty light. If they ever do decide to go short again in the E-mini, they could really just plow right through that. And I think that they would have the support to do it, given how the Treasuries traded. It's at 28.24. Oh. Yes, okay, I see what you're talking about now. And that's been there ever since we dropped down through it. Donald Trump. So, if there was knowingly and acknowledged to be zero crime when the special counsel was appointed, and if the appointment was made based on the fake dossier paid for by crooked Hillary, and now disgraced Andrew McCabe, he and all stated no crime, then the special counsel ... Well, obviously, he's going to say that the special counsel should have never have happened. And he's probably right. But the council should never have happened, and yet all of your people still did like dumb things that got them arrested anyways, which is kind of odd. There's some more numbers today, isn't there? Where are we? Yes. Consumer sentiment jolts job openings and preliminary University of Massachusetts inflation expectations. So we may not yet be done. They did go through the big order at 24. But that could just be, you know, like they come back up to it and then they go down from there. How many times have we seen that one? Euro dollars moving to at the far end. So are we seeing something interesting? Okay, we did see pretty decent move up in 6J, but not like insane. Euro definitely moved up. British pound moved up. Oil moved up. Well, curious. So it seems that some of this action in treasuries is perhaps currency related, and so far the E-mini has decided that it doesn't care. In fact, if it's dollar weakness, that just makes the E-mini go up. But that trade always confuses me, so I don't know. It goes in, wow, it's huge. You talking about the offer at 28.24? You getting a bubble here. I don't want to take it this close to the news, but I think they come back and maybe they sell it again. Let's just look here really quick. We're looking for preliminary University of Massachusetts consumer sentiment expecting 95 point, or no, it was a previous. There's no estimate, but there was a previous of 95.5, and the previous for Jolt's job openings was 7.27 million. And inflation expectations previous of 2.6. Oh, I read that wrong. There is a forecast. So those are the forecasts, 95.5 and 7.27. But for inflation expectations, there's no forecast, but the previous was 2.6%. I'm wondering if that number is going to come down, given recent action. Okay, there's our 5-minute warning. Well, now with this reversal, this leg up is looking even more strange. Here's the rest of his tweet. Should never have been appointed, and there should be no Mueller report. This was an illegal and conflicted investigation in search of a crime. Russian collusion was nothing more than an excuse by the Democrats for losing an election that they thought they were going to win. And there's more ... So he's going to squawk. He's going to tweet more. So there was the one little iceberg, but other than that, not as wild here at 28.24 as I thought. So maybe no trade there. Well, they're having a hard time even holding the 28-24 level, so maybe it could turn there. It is pointed down. 3 minutes to go. I can't take it. I want to so bad. I want to so bad. I want revenge. I want to sell that shit. Make another 200, $200 trade in the E-mini. Get over 500 for the day. And go, ha, E-mini. See, you were supposed to go down this whole time. And you've been eluding me all week. But your reckoning has come. But it's not happening yet. See that? Do you see that? They selling that. I am not seeing a... I mean, there's a little bit of a pull there in the E-mini. Okay, 1 minute warning. And not really seeing the treasuries really pull, which is curious. The cumulative delta is definitely going short. Yep, it's a weakening for sure. And notice how there's a pretty big order at 28, 23.75 now. But they are pulling in equities. Treasuries aren't pulling, but equities are pulling for the news. I've never noticed that one before. But that might be why they're weakening, is that there was people that went long and they're taking it off going into the news. This should never happen to a president again was the last part of Donald Trump's tweet. he had to get that last little bit. And the way that he puts the dots in, he typed those out and split them up himself. Treasuries be like, we think, fuck it, right? Okay, here comes the numbers. Okay, actual JOLTS openings 7.58 versus an estimated 7.31. Inflation expectations 2.4 versus 2.6 from the previous month. And where is my what's the other number? Well, equity selling a little bit there. Consumer sentiment 97.8 versus an expected 95.7. Well, I would have to say consumer sentiment is a little bit too high at 97.8. See right there, now touching 28, 22, that was the trade. But we couldn't take it because of the time frame. What's going on here in treasuries? They're hitting into 01 now. effing AOC. Why didn't your thoughts and prayers stop the massacre? Fuck you. Seriously. Anybody that says that sort of a thing after a tragedy, what? What a fucking idiot. And people all distressed and feeling bad and great tragedy in a place where people be looking for things to comfort them and maybe turning to religion and hear, oh, but your thoughts and prayers didn't do anything. Fuck you. Seriously. What an asshole. Hmm. Well, they did get that little move lower. Now they could go for the low. Cumulative delta suggests that we could go lower. I would say cumulative delta suggests it, but the action that we've seen so far today does not. A lot of back and forth there, 28, 20, 50. Hmm. The Treasury's still selling there at 01. Well, I don't like my spot that I got. Yep. Hmm. Good morning, JB. Is that John? Is that John? Ding, 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 ding. I'm not liking this e-mini right now. Yeah, my YouTube chat is all messed up. Yes, it is John. Yeah, cool. Yeah, what do you see as further spots on ZB? Because we're like in a spot where like everything that I look at on a chart is like I can't, like I can't even predict where it would be going. Well, I did pretty good. I caught it. I when it broke out at 27, I caught it and just rode it all the way up to like 31. Obviously, it could have gotten more out of it, but I was happy with it. And I've been trying to trade the E-mini a little bit so that I can prepare for the micro futures. And I caught a good one in the E-mini at that time too, but now it's not cooperating with me. So that the E-mini refuses to go down towards the overnight low makes me awfully confused about what is causing this action in treasuries, you know? Because that was one of the most insane buying moves I think I've ever seen. Nice catching that 27 breakout, yeah. Well, I think the thing that I did well was just recognizing what kind of a crazy move it was and just staying in it, you know. I guess I could have taken it for more, but you know, there was a stopping spot there at 31, so pretty crazy move though, right? Longer term target for me is that TPOC up at 146.29. Oh, interesting. That's pretty far away though. I don't know if that's what they do that today. Okay, well the E-mini had a pretty good sell there. It's not giving us very many favorable ticks though. The cumulative delta hasn't turned negative from that move up either. So if they do break this low here and you start seeing stops, you could see a lot of people puking. You know, you'd have at least 2,000 contracts to puke in the E-mini. Yeah. That was a little bit of a sell sweep too. 1,000 there at 28 at 19. Should keep in mind that 28.18 was still like that level that like, you know, they've been holding pretty well. Hmm. Well, treasuries are bidding up a little bit like they believe that the E-mini might be falling apart again. Oh, there you go. Buyers are still playing defense here. They don't seem ready to give in yet. See another sweep? I think we might see another sweep. Hmm. Well, if I had caught the right price on this thing, you know, more like 28, 21, then I think that I could be, you know, hitting my 8 ticks and being happy with it. It seems like there's this ledge here that they're just not taking. Because right on the edge there, 28, 18, 75. Step in the profile. They're not really falling over it. Hmm. Hmm. And a lot of contracts trading both ways in this spot. They did make a lower low in cumulative delta. I guess it made a lower low in price too. Hmm. Oh, he said a couple of other things here. They hit my two near-term ones. Right now they have to deal with that 146.16 level, then retest the 20s if they can. Remember how it likes the 10s. Yes. Fine. I think I might just be done for the day. So it's 8:15. I have to take the kids in. I'm a little disappointed just because I really want to see the E-mini like fall apart. I can't believe after such a crazy trend in bonds that the E-mini is just trading sideways. You know what I mean? It seems like it was driven by currencies, but still, it's just really wild. Hope rebound sparks a surge in Michigan sentiment despite inflation slump. Well, the interesting thing there in the inflation numbers is that they were expecting what, 2.4? I think that is still higher inflation than we are likely to get. Oh, look at that, right? As I give up on it, it goes down. Still wouldn't be getting my 8 yet. Now maybe I would get filled. Maybe. Now I would have been filled. Well, that's enough for me. Everything goes kaput. I mean, for the purposes of this, the whole thing is quadruple witching Friday after rollover. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. You think that that's what it was? You think that somebody was getting stopped out of a position on a witcher? But then why? Well, and that might be why the mini might be a little reluctant to move here. Look, they're selling it pretty hard now, though. Now she's gonna fly because I was out. I hate trading. Uzi, you've had it rough. You've had it rough this past 2 days. Um. Anyways, I was gonna say, I guess that should be good enough for me because the whole thing was like, okay, if I take a trade in the E-mini after the 8 o'clock, okay, I could have made at least a 50 tick or 150 tick. So that's enough for me to say that I'm doing okay on the spots and stuff. And really, if I had taken this, and I could have taken it at like 22, or honestly, if I had just not waited for the news. When was the news? We were at 23. Once we came off of this 24 spot and then the news was passed, maybe I could have shorted it from there and I would have gotten my trade, So it's okay. And I think that, well, I don't think that quite counts. I bet you if we have all of them on and we do the whole week, I don't think that cancels out the garbage that we took in the E-mini earlier in the week. Oh, it almost does. I'm super surprised. I'm super surprised that we made that back. If you only show the treasury trades, it's fucking awesome. Look at this. Let me show you this, John. If I can get rid of the e-mini trades. 328. Not bad. Oh no, wait, that's oh yeah. Because I made a couple of little tiny trades. And I had a good one here. Like on Monday, I think it was. And I got this big old honker. This was a good week. If I would have bought the low and sold the high, I would be a millionaire. Right? No. But well, all I was saying earlier was that okay, when we were down here, okay, down at like 28.14 or whatever, I had a trade and then I took it off. And then we came back to this 28.24 and there was this big order up here and they went through it and I said, well, that could be one where you go through it and then you take it short there. But and I really wanted to take it, but it was so close to the news. So if the news hadn't been there and everything, maybe I could have shorted 28.24. And then after it, I was kind of like, let's watch and see. So I guess the point is that in the future, now that we have the experience and everything, I think that the question is, if I traded the strategy the way that it should be traded, what would have happened and so forth, right? And so I think that if I trade the strategy as I understand it right now in the E-mini, I think you could have taken it short 24 and you could have taken at least 8 to 12 ticks out of it. And it would have been okay. So it's just the thought of like, okay, am I onto something in the E-mini? Maybe. It's worth to investigate further. For sure. Given that though, they would have filled me here at 27.18 or sorry 28.18, but they're still having a hard time getting past this profile thing. So it wasn't necessarily a stupid thing to have scratched that trade. Bum bum bum. Dow dumps into red as quad witch bid fades. So if they're buying because it's the quad witcher and everything, does that mean that on Monday they're gonna sell the fuck out of it? I need to stop swearing, guys. Anyways, I need to start posting my notes now because I gotta take the kids in 10 minutes. So if you guys got any further comments, let's stick them in now and I'll address them before I head out. Okay, well, treasuries did come up a little bit. Hmm. This whole thing kind of makes me wonder about what's going to happen next week, if next week could be really ugly, because this is just really unusual action in treasuries. Uzi, I'm taking my one tick, missed the bus like a noob today. I'll see you guys Monday. Good job, Uzi. If you got one tick, good job. Here's the thing. The trend days are unlikely. They don't happen very often. If you come out profitable on the trend day, that's good. You don't have to knock it out of the park on the trend day, because the trend day for most of us is going to be counter to what we normally do. So yes, first thing is to just not be fading it and get slaughtered every step of the way on a trend day, because that's what causes the trend days, is all of the scalpers fading it and getting stopped out every time. All right. Anyways, I better get going, but good day overall, despite that one little loser. But like the whole thing was really great. Like, caught a good one, got a good runner here, and then the one that was a loser was limited. So overall, that's good. Randy S. Oh, right about as I'm about to leave, a really great question that deserves more time on this. What's your take on the pulling / stacking, or rather, why don't you view them? So I totally do view the pulling and stacking. You can see that in this chart right here. You can see that some of the stacking and pulling is actually becoming a little bit bearish. I don't put the columns on there because there's like the stacking and pulling columns that you can put on in Jigsaw. I used to have them on there, but I just didn't have enough room on the screen. And honestly, you can totally see it yourself. So, but I think that they're very important to watch. You just got to be careful because it's all very contextual. If it's really slow action and you see pulling, that is very often a lure and they're trying to get filled there. When it's really strong action like we've seen today, then any of that stacking, it ticks up and it stacks 5K on the bid, you buy that shit if it's a trend day. So, need to stop swearing. But yeah, you should come back on Monday and ask that question again, Randy, because we could talk like all session about that. But I gotta go. So I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, stay profitable.